What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video. And today, it is time that we discuss a very crucial topic for the future of the Republican Party. And that is this: we must win back the Rust Belt. I know, this is such a stale take at this point that everybody, well, anybody with a brain, is saying we need to win back the Rust Belt. But there's many conflicting messages on how we can win back the Rust Belt. And in my opinion, winning back the Rust Belt is crucial for keeping a House majority in 2024, expanding getting a Senate majority in 24, and getting back the White House in 24, more so than the Sun Belt. Hate to break it to some of you neocons on Twitter that think we can just win via the Sun Belt. I'll show you that strategy, it doesn't work anymore. Now, before we continue, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash that like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. That is right, folks, for just 10 cents a day, you can join Real American Politics, only 10 cents a day. That's a phenomenal deal as it helps support the daily content. We all love that daily content. So I hope you join today. Alright, folks, it's time that we discuss why Republicans need to win back the Rust Belt and how they can. Now, there is many conflicting statements about why Republicans struggled in the Rust Belt in 2022. And here's what really happened. The neocons on the right are saying, what happened was, the Republicans didn't do so good in Chester. That's why Oz lost Pennsylvania. Which is BS, beyond belief. You know why we lost Pennsylvania now? An argument could be made that's because of Mastriano underperforming vastly. But look at this map. Yeah, it's totally Chester in fact, it trended Republican. What happened was the working class parts of every state in the Rust Belt, you can look at this, except Wisconsin. We'll get to that in a minute. But look at this. Eastern Ohio, Western Pennsylvania. This traditionally used to be a Democrat part of the country. These are counties that Gore won. Places like Beaver, Lawrence. I think Lawrence Gore came very close to at least. You go to Ohio, same deal. Mahone and Trumbull, Ashbola, etc. And while Republicans did win them, you notice they were pink. They weren't red. They weren't like dark red or even red at this point. And you look, Republicans had around a 3 to 4 point underperformance in northeastern Ohio, except, funny enough, where Tim Ryan is from, Mahoning County. Pennsylvania was more obvious. Look at Washington, Fayette, Westmoreland, etc. These blue-collar areas, they shifted dramatically towards Oz, or I should say Fetterman. This is why Republicans lost Pennsylvania. Not because of, the burbs, like, we need to shill for the burbs more. Oz was the best candidate for the burbs, and it still shifted Democrat. This election showed you need to not get killed in the burbs, which Oz actually did decent enough in some of these burbs. I mean, he did a little bit better in Chester, Philly, etc. What really dug him in was these rural margins. Not a single county, except, funny enough, Pike County, was the only rural county that Oz did better than Trump in. This is the same thing that happened in Ohio. Vance won, but not as much as he should have. Big reason was a lot of these ancestral Democrats who have been shifting Republican for years decided to revert their voting habits to 10 years prior, like the Obama era. Like, they vote maybe Republican for the presidential level, but down ballot, they're hardcore Democrat voters. That's what happened this election. And I guarantee if I look at the turnout by precinct, it's going to clearly show that working class Republican areas just did not vote. Now the question is this: why? Why didn't these counties vote? While areas like the Cincy area actually shifted a bit Republican, Philly stayed the same. Even the Milwaukee area, I mean, look at Ron Johnson. He did great in northern Wisconsin, but also did a bit better in Waukesha, Ozaukee, basically did the same in Milwaukee. Even Kenosha did a little bit better, but he only won by a point. What happened? Republicans forgot their working class base Trump has been building for years. That's what happened. It's not that Trumpism hurt Republicans. No. What happened was Republicans failed to capitalize on a lot of these working class voters, except somebody like Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson ran a phenomenal campaign in Wisconsin. Not enough people talked about it. One of the best campaigns in the country. He talked about issues that mattered. Even then, he only won by a point. This is the problem. Republicans are still having this weird, hard time of trying to, appeal to both these independent suburbanites that, those are the McCain, Romney, then Biden voters. Those are the type of voters that are causing like Waukesha, Ozaukee to trend a bit Democrat. But these rural working class areas, these are like Obama-Trump country. Republicans need to fully understand. You don't have to win Waukesha by 30 points to win Wisconsin. Look at Bush's numbers in Waukesha. He did 73%. He still lost the state by a point. This election really showed the more rural working class areas do in fact matter more than just shilling for independent suburbanites. It's just a fact. I mean, independent suburbanites did shift a bit, but not enough for Republicans to counteract this collapse with working class voters. And what I think happened was a lot of these working class voters, how did we appeal to them? Name a single issue that Republicans talk to these voters with. Gas prices? That's about it. Look, gas prices are a big issue, but that's not the number one issue when it comes to inflation. It's groceries. Many voters are fearing they're not going to be able to pay for groceries next month. Republicans not once talked about groceries at all. And this is why you saw Youngkin, who won Virginia. He was able to do 10, 15 points better in the entire state. Not just one area, the entire state shifted Republican because he focused on groceries and education. Republicans, they focused on crime and inflation when it came to gas prices. Focus on crime is good. They focus on the wrong inflation issues. And quite frankly, some of these messages were tone deaf about the economy. They're like, oh, we just need more tax cuts and cut the spending more. It's like, is that seriously your proposal? Just cut spending and cut taxes? Like, that's a good thing, but it's not a coherent message. So that's what I think happened, and quite frankly, a lot of people are ignoring this. Look how many House seats Republicans failed to win because they did not get their base out. Ohio 9th, Michigan 8th, Michigan 7th, Ohio 13th, Illinois 17th. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 House seats in just 3 states alone that had a huge working class base that flat out did not vote. Similar deal in Pennsylvania 8th, Pennsylvania 7th. These seats alone could be an 8, 9 House seat shift. A place like Pennsylvania 17, that's a bit harder, but you get the point. There's a lot of these working class areas that just did not vote Republican. Even Fitzpatrick, a lot of these white working class voters shifted Democrat. So what should Republicans do? Quite frankly, this is my opinion. You have to embrace Trumpism, national conservatism, whatever you want to call it. I consider it more so national conservatism, but you have to embrace it. You can't keep doing this half bullshit of, oh, we're both a Trump party, but also like a Romney party. It's like, no, pick one or the other. And that's what I think the biggest issue for Republicans this year was. Sure, they got the suburban base out, but the rural numbers collapsed so much that they, quote-unquote, barely lost Arizona, Nevada. They lost a couple House seats in Virginia that they should have won. Virginia 10th was very close. That was one of the only seats that they got their base out. And you notice the seats Republicans did flip. A place like California 13th. It looks like they're going to hold on there. Surprisingly, John Durant, I think that's how you say his last name. I'm probably butchering it. But point is, I don't like him. But he was able to get both the base out and he was doing good enough with these Democrat-leaning independents. He flipped enough of them over, and he's going to win, more than likely. So you notice a trend. Republicans have to embrace some kind of national conservatism, but also focus on issues that matter, not just gas prices. Focus on groceries. Education, they left a lot of votes off the table with education. Same deal with crime. Crime, they did okay on, but education, groceries, they missed the mark on badly. Now, people are going to say, oh, well, we don't need to worry about the Rust Belt. Just win the Sun Belt. Here's the problem. You're 268. This is what people need to understand. The same Sun Belt strategy doesn't work. Why? So, back in the early 2000s, this was essentially the safe map. You include Michigan, etc. Like, this is not perfect for the safe map, but you get the point. It looks something like this, all right? So, Republicans, basically, they started at 209, all right, for years. And the strategy always was win Florida. I gotta include Colorado in this. Virginia, you gotta win Colorado. You win Florida. Pick off Nevada, and you got to win somewhere else. And usually that was through Ohio or New Mexico. That was usually the big play. But now you notice the map is changing. Instead, you're seeing more of these Rust Belt states become a bit more Republican. Florida's a safe Republican seat. Virginia, not so much. It's a safe, basically Democrat seat now. And this is kind of the evolving map. So now you're really at 235, which is more than before, and you can't win through the Sun Belt, though. You just can't win through the Sun Belt. You can, however, win through the Rust Belt. And that's what I'm saying. The Rust Belt strategy is still the best path going forward. Now, we got to win states like Arizona and Nevada and hold on to Georgia for some Senate races, some House races, etc. But the Rust Belt strategy is still the most viable strategy for Republicans to do in the future. We just got to embrace a coherent national conservative message and focus on issues that matter. That alone would solve so many issues. Why do you think Chuck Schumer had his worst results ever? Sure, Lee Zeldin be on the ballot is a big thing, but the Republican actually did a good job on messaging. Not enough people are talking about him. Joe Pinion, he actually did a decent enough job. I mean, I never thought he was going to get within that close, but I always thought this was going to be Schumer's worst performance, or second worst ever. It's his worst ever. Or it's probably like in 1996, he probably did like a point better. But the point is, Chuck Schumer had one of his worst results ever. And that's why I'm saying that Republicans do have a good platform, I should say a good blueprint for how to win elections in New York that you could apply to a state like Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. Same time, you got to focus on a rural blue-collar message in Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, parts of Arizona, Nevada, etc. That's what I'm saying, folks. We can't keep doing this halfy crap of trying to appeal to the 2012 base and the 2022 base. Pick one. You have to. That's how you win elections. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below. Subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter account in the description down below, and join the channel today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.